So if you're watching this, you've already got a problem. We're going to show you how to change the crown of bar cylinder, one of these here, on an M2 Meheen filler. First thing we've got to do is we've got to take all the pipe work, all the connections that go to the control panel off the machine so that we can take the head off. We've already removed the guarding on this machine. You'll have to take your guarding off before you start. What you've got to make sure is that all the pipe work goes back where it came from. You've got two yellow pipes here. One should be identified with a B. If it's not, just get a marker pen, mark the fitting, mark the pipe. Same on here. Some of you will have different colours here. This could be black, it could be blue. We've got green, but we've got 3 greens. So we're going to mark this one as number 1, just like that, so we know which it is when we go back. The green to the crown of bar is longer anyway, so we know that that's that one. It won't reach. These two will not reach there. So what we'll do now is we'll strip all the pipe work off the machine and we'll show you the next stage. Next thing to do, 2 9/16 nuts, one there, one there. 14/15 mil is the equivalent. You need to undo them. Undo them both and we'll drop this down. It's easier with 2 than 1. So, yeah. Don't drop it, because this is expensive. Yeah. They're quite long, it'll take a while. There you go. Once we're done, just turn it over and stand it on the top of the... There you go. You can't damage it then. All the pipes are still connected to the control panel. We've not disconnected any of those. So now we're free to take the top section of the machine off. Okay, so now we need to take the bottle location plate off. We can't take the head off with this in place. It's got to come off first. It's fairly straightforward to do. 2, 3 7/16 bolts underneath.
Or you can use 11 millimeters.
11 mil. 7/16 11 mil.
The middle bolts, 1, 2, 3.
Not the ones here. Don't take these off. These are part of the actual plate.
I've already slackened them off.
So next, crown of bar needs to come off. 2 bolts, one this side, one that side. These are tight. These are really, really tight. You might need to put a spanner. There's a flat on the piston shaft just to hold the piston in place. So to get these off, good push. There we go. Once they're loose and free, they come out quite easily. Mark the other side. Don't take the bolt all the way out of this side until you've slackened both sides off. Okay. This is heavy. This is very heavy. It's a solid piece of stainless steel. Okay. Next, we've got to take the plate off the top of the cylinders. 4 nuts at each side. We need to loosen them all off. It's a good idea. Take 3 out, leave 1 in. at both sides. So if we take 3 out, easier said than done. We've left one in so it's stable at both sides, it can't fall. Okay. 2-man lift. These are 19 mil bolts. If you look here, the black oil seal, some of you will have white, some of you will have black. Just be careful not to damage that as you lift it. Get hold of it here, and then just gently lift off. There we go. So now you've got access to the pistons. This is what we're wanting to replace. So next we're going to strip this off and we'll show you how to do that in a minute. So to work out which one's faulty, if you're not sure which one, you should probably have a good idea, but if you press down, that's all the way down, pull up, press down. Really smooth, nice action. Try the other one, which on this one, this is the faulty one. One mark, you pull. So. We have actually freed that off, but it is stiff. And it's a lot more difficult to pull. That one you can do with 2 fingers, that one was struggling. So this is the piston that we're going to change. Okay, so we'll take the fittings out of this faulty cylinder. Make sure we don't damage those if we drop the cylinder or anything. Mark, do you want to start undoing it? One. Okay, again, the nuts that hold the cylinders in position underneath 19mm, and it's just on a ball thread bar. So. Two spacer blocks, just make sure they're clean, the surfaces are clean underneath, there's nothing in between. Threaded bar. Put your piston in place, check that you've got the right orientation for your air supply, and then put the threaded bar back in. Important to make sure that this bar goes as far up the piston as you can, and it stops. Okay. Nice and tight. Spacer 1, spacer 2. Okay. And drop in place. We're going to put the nuts back onto the bottom here, but we're not going to tighten it all the way home. It'll be pinched rather than tight.
I should probably undo the other side as well.
Yep. We'll slacken this one off just in case, just to make sure. So when we
Might to the top.
And the reason we do this is it allows us to adjust the position when we put everything back together. Okay, bolt in hand. Lift. And when you lower it on, make sure you square and you don't knock the oil seals out if you can avoid it. There you go, drop it in place and then just quickly put one bolt in, finger tight. It can't fall off now, it's stable. Put the rest of the bolts back in, tighten them up. Next, crown the bar back in. Check that it's pointing the right way. The open end is where the pipe work comes in. Again, just locate it, get it in place. And this one we're going to tighten up all the way. Make sure this is tight. If you look, the head still rocks a little bit because we've not tightened the bolts at the bottom. That is deliberate. So we've got it tight now. If you look, the piston underneath is spinning. So if that's the case, we now need to hold the piston underneath so that we can actually tighten the nut right up. So we've got the bottom one held and the top one's tight. There you go. And that's your crowning bar back on. The location plate, chamfered side down, flat side up. Okay, metal bar to the rear, these two prongs to the front, and then just feel for the hole. There you go, that's in place. Nip the centre ones up. There we go, finger tight. And then put the other two in and tighten up. $11mm, 7/16. Nice and tight. There you go. Next, control panel back in place. If you've got guarding, remember you need to put your guarding on first, not afterwards. Two-man job. Here for the thread. In. Okay. In. So once the threads are in, you can actually let go of this. If you've got guarding, it's also a good idea to get this pipe work back in before you put the guarding on. It'll just make life so much easier. So, while Mark's doing that, I'll just put this pipe work back in place. Two yellows, pinch valve B to B. Blue one to the rinser. Two greens that are short, black to black. Onto the crowning bar. Okay. Now this side we've got a short grey, long grey and a red. So the red's going to go through there and in. Grey goes into that one and the short grey into that one. Same on the other side, the two greys go into here. Can't really get these wrong. Short to the short, long to the long. On your fill head, this one goes to the speed valve. If you just think top speed, the top pipe goes to the speed valve, which is the black knob, and this goes to your evacuation. There you go. We can't put this on the speed valve because the speed valve's missing at the moment. Everything's back on, ignore the air leak. Go to the manual override page, crowning bar number 11. Okay, so if you want to go around the front seat. So we're going to operate the crown bar now 2 times. Everything's smooth. Right, so I'm going to keep my finger on this button and Mark's going to tighten the bolts up now. We're not going all the way just yet, we're just getting them nice and neat. And the reason we hold it down is because it's square at this point. Everything's locked down. This is where it's finished. This is its finish point. We've got it square here. It should be square all the way through.
Okay.
Everything looks good. Okay, do you want to nip them up? Okay, so we do the outside ones first, both sides. Okay, now we'll do the insides. Try and answer that. Oh, very good. Okay. Okay. No jerks, everything's smooth. Comes up together, goes down together.